Alright guys, what's up? So today we're gonna be doing some Java stuff. So I have Eclipse open here, and today I will just try to dump all the information for AP Computer Science A. So in AP Computer Science A, use Java to code out multiple things. It's an introductory Java course, and so today we're just gonna be reviewing all the basic concepts and all the units, and I'm probably just gonna go in order and do one big recording and cut them off so you can be more organized with your study. Okay. Just have a zoom in so you can see better. So that's just our main method. This is just our main method. You don't need to know this right now, and this is just our class. So just all you need to know is anything you type in these will run, will execute. So in Java, our print function is called system.out.println. So anything you type in these apostrophes will print to the console. So if I can just type hello world and should just print in the console. Yeah, you can type anything you want. Hello world, yeah. For print, you need to have these apostrophes because this can only print strings. So type this, you get an error because you need to have your apostrophes. Yeah. Okay, so that's that, and then so now just remember that. So let's move on to variables, data types. So our data types are the most common ones you'll use in AP Computer Science are int, double. Oh yeah, you see this? These two slashes make a comment. So anything I type here that's green does not affect any of the code. So int, double, and boolean. So you have these. So you can just say int x equals 5. Int stores numbers, specifically integers. So you cannot have decimals. You can just have a number. There's no decimal. So let's do system.out.println. Make sure to not have these apostrophes because this will straight up print x. You just say x. And I forgot my semicolon. Don't do that. But if I straight up print this, this is x. You have to remove the apostrophes. So now it prints this 5. So if I run this, it should print 5. There we go. Next up we got doubles. So double y equals like 5.6 because now we can have decimals. So if we print out y here, we get 5.6. And what if we were to take this and add a 5.6? What do you think would happen? First of all, it doesn't even let us save this because you can't have decimals at all. But if you were to do it, it would remove the 0.6. If you're doing any calculations and you save a number with a decimal into an int, it just removes the 0.6 after that. Anything after the decimal point is gone, so it would just be 5, and we don't want that for accurate results. And then we covered int, we covered double, we just gotta do boolean. So bool, boolean, yeah, boolean y equals. You can only have. This only has two options. You can either have true. You can either have true. Yeah, that's okay. You can only have true or false. That's all. You can't have anything else. So in order to print out y, we just get true. In order to print out turn this to false. So these are the three data types. Make sure to remember these. Three common. Next up we are evaluating arithmetic expressions. So we have plus. In Java we can do plus, minus, multiplication, division, and we can do this as well. This is called a modulus function. So anyway, if you just have int x equals like 6, and then int y equals 3, if we do here, if we type x plus y, we would just get whatever 6 plus 3 is, 9. If we do x minus y, we would just get 3. If we do x times y, we just get 18. If you do x divided by y, you just get 2. And if you do mod, you would get the remainder of this division. So in this case it would be 0, because 6 divided by 3 perfectly divides. So if I have 4, you would probably get a different number, because there's a remainder. And next up, so if when you're doing the arithmetic operations, you don't want to have like a double and then an integer doing the same thing. So if I were to just put this 18, it's like y divided by x. It would still work, but it would convert whatever we got here into a double. So we just go to the highest one. So it would be a double. And as well, we can just have another thing. We can just have another thing called x, and we can store stuff in that too. Y over x, all that good stuff. Yeah, actually, I already said x. So z. You can't have the same variable names. So this would just be that. And if I just print z, we would get the same thing as well. Alright, so that's that. What else do we have? Using assignment operators. Alright, what do we have next? Alright, so we have different type of loops in Java. We have the for loop. Alright, first we just do the if condition. So this is like the basis of a logical program. We have if x, let's make a function here x. Let's make a thing and just call it 10. So if x equals 10, and make sure you don't put equals. You have to put equals. So that means because if it's a singular equals, it's assigning the value 10 to x. This is just checking if it's equal to it. It's just checking it. So if we do this, if x equals 10, so the print ln, yes. So we should get yes. And if we have like 9 or something here, you'll say no. I mean, it won't say no, it just won't print anything because it doesn't go in here. Yeah. And then if this is the case, if you wanted to print no, instead of just leaving it alone, we just say else. So if, and then if this condition is not satisfied in here, if x equals 10 is not satisfied, it goes to the next else, and then it runs whatever is in else. So if you say no here, it would say no. So if we change it to 10, this condition is satisfied, it goes here. Else, if this condition is not satisfied, it would just go to the else here. That's the basic stuff. You can do much more with stuff like this. Okay. Next we have our for loop. For loops are very useful for repeating things. So if you have 4, you would write it int I equals 0. So you would start your I at 0. Okay. Just bear with me. And then this is a semicolon. Make a semicolon. The for loop has 3 parts. It has the for, and then the initialization of the data type. So initialization. Next it has the condition. Then it just has the operation. So we do this int I equals 0. We do I has to be, if you want to print, suppose we're given this, we want to print a line. Let me just say hello world 6 times. What would we do? I mean, we could just say system.out.println print ln hello world, and just copy and paste it 6 times. So like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I mean that would work, but when you get later into programming, you should not do this. You should make sure everything is loop. So if you do this, you get a 4. And I is the number of times it's repeating. So let's start I at 0, and then let's do I has to be less than 6, because we want it to only go to 6. And if you do I plus plus, so we just write the code here and then just put it. Print it 6 times. Zoom out. It's kind of hard to see. 3 and 6. So essentially what's happening is the computer goes from here, looks at 4, and then it initializes this I over here, and it says it sets it equal to 0. And then it goes in here, and then it prints it once, okay, and then it goes back out, and it checks if it does I plus plus. So it goes here, and then it prints this, and it does this, and then it goes here and it does I plus plus. So now I is equal to 1. It comes out of the for loop, I is equal to 1. This is already done. It checks if I is less than 6, and in our case I is 1. So it goes back in, prints it again, goes back out, does I plus plus, so then I would be 2. So plus plus basically means is adding 1. Plus plus means adding 1, just remember that. So it would become 2. Then we go back in here, check this. 2 is less than 6. So it would go in here again, go out, and it would be 3 here. So it would go back in, 3 is less than 6, yes. Cycle keeps repeating until it gets to 6. When this gets to 6, 6 is not less than 6. So then it's done. Stops printing anything and program ends. So that's a basic for loop, and they're very useful for programming, for applications and stuff.